This evening, the annual Women's in Business Expo 2022 commences. This year's event is focused on women's interests and purpose. Police found over 1.2 kilograms of cannabis amid a threatening behavior investigation. Gold miner lost his life in a freak accident on the Cuyuni River. In the region, Haitians protest against rising kidnappings and gang violence. And internationally, Sri Lanka farmers protest against government's policies as crop yields drop. Greetings and welcome to another edition of Channel 2 Headline News Updates. I am Bibi Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. Well-known fashion designer Sonia Noel is again putting women-owned small businesses at the forefront of Ghana with the Women in Business Expo 2022 held at the Pegasus Hotel in Kingston. This event, themed on breaking the bias, being hosted at a time when women are being celebrated and observed globally, is a two-day event where women come out to showcase their small businesses. Ms. Noel stated that the event focuses not only on the business side of things, but also on what women are passionate about and their purpose.
We started in 2016, and this was an idea knowing the struggles and the challenges of small businesses like myself. How do I provide that platform to help others to elevate their lives and livelihoods, and hence Women in Business Expo. And I must thank the Pegasus because they believe in that vision that it can work, and a lot of people like Stanley Ming and Impressions and those. Sometimes it just takes a few people or sometimes just one to believe in what the crazy ideas you have to get it forward. And what I love, when I look today, like people like Melba and Lisa that actually forged a business together as a result of meeting here, never knew each other. The collaborations and the sisterhood and the friendships that derive from this. Now they have a business together and they have their separate businesses. And both of them came in with one product and they have over 25 now. Some of them in major supermarkets. So it is not just the businesswoman that it enhances. It is not just the business, it's the businesswoman also, because it's a lot of personal development with confidence and all that behind the scenes. So when you see these ladies here today, it is not just the business that they are exhibiting. It's somebody that has invested in themselves also. And small businesses really is a driving force behind any economy. So that's why I am so passionate about just being, sometimes I'm passionate to the extent I probably drive them crazy because I want them to give the world the best version of themselves. And sometimes, looking from the outside, you can see so much potential, sometimes potential that people can't even see in themselves. Somebody had to do that to me. So I just really feel so blessed to be having the front row seats to so many lives. And every woman that you affect the entire family.
Women in Business is an annual event in which women-owned small businesses are highlighted by creating a network, gaining opportunities, and earning funds via the sale of their products. The expo was birthed in 2016 by Noel and has been a major boost for new and upcoming women in business.
This product is 100% local, no additives, it's just organic sorrel, distilled water, and sugar. There's nothing more to it. Okay. And some wine yeast. I started in 2020. I really wanted something to do with the fruit, and I said, I'm going to do something to do value added. It's the first time I'm going to showcase the product as it is, and I'm hoping to have some customers and expand more because it's nice and smooth. It's not too harsh. It's a little sweet, and so make it with women in mind because they don't like a lot of harsh stuff. So I did it more smooth for them and sweet.
Some of the locally made products on display are also being sold in supermarkets around Georgetown.
These are all local products. The butter is a garlic spread. This can be used for cooking. Toast, potato, you can bake your chicken. You can use this in the kitchen for almost anything. It's a garlic herb spread. And I also have a steak seasoning that is also locally made. Also, I have pepper flakes. This is sun-dried pepper flakes. I dry the pepper and I crush it, and this is my end product. All locally made. This product is almost in all the major supermarkets in and around Georgetown. It's on the East Coast, it's on the West Coast, and all the major supermarkets in Georgetown.
Odella Joseph, a young business entrepreneur in skincare products, explained that the pandemic gave birth to her cosmetics company.
I am the owner and the creative behind OJ's Natural Skincare. We were established in 2020, right in the middle of the pandemic. I was retrenched and pregnant, and I created skincare products that help with common skincare issues like acne, dark spots, hyperpigmentation, stretch marks. And over the years, we've improved the products so much that they're practically 90% effective for everyone who would have used them to treat their skincare issues, especially our turmeric and watermelon products. They really help with age spots and dark spots, hyperpigmentation, uneven skin tone. They all work to really help that.
Also, to commemorate 25 years in the fashion and creative sector, Miss Noel proudly launched her I Am collection.
One of the celebrations, something that I always wanted to do is like to do a unique line of furnishing, soft furnishing and patio furniture and stuff like that. Like the plate mats make out of wood. But we come from a country not just of many water, but many species of wood. And I decided to venture out into this line. But I just didn't want it to be a collection, a line. I wanted to be, it must send a message. And that's what it's called, the I Am collection, where your way of life meets your style for life. And it's positive affirmations. Some of the meat boards you notice have like you are beautiful or you're enough or something. The knife that you cut in with has affirmation. So just about any part of the any of the items, like the cushions, I am blessed, I'm grateful, and even like there's a bar stool there. That's 4 different chairs. And each of them have a difference, because it's just also to remind us that we were uniquely made. None of us are alike, and it's okay to embrace your differences, you know. And it's like when every piece has a story. Like just like my clothing is very versatile, also this collection, like you have tabletops that can flip and turn into different artwork. So there are so many times, so many sides to the I Am collection. I'm so excited about it, and this is just a sneak of what the real deal is going to be like.
The Women in Business Expo will continue tomorrow at the Pegasus Hotel. Over 1 kilogram of cannabis was unearthed in the middle of a threatening behavior investigation on Demerara's East Coast. Dale Jarvis has more.
Ranks of the Anti-Crime Patrol in Regional Division Number 4C, responding to a report of threatening behavior, report made by a 24-year-old female against her brother-in-law, went to a location at Haslington North East Coast Demerara and unearthed 1,200 grams of cannabis on Monday, March 28. According to a police report, around 11 p.m., the ranks arrived at the location and began to smell a strong scent of cannabis. A search was done, and 6 transparent Ziploc bags containing a quantity of leaves, seeds, and stems suspected to be cannabis were discovered on the veranda in a blue metal barrel. However, no one was present at the time of the search. The suspected cannabis was then taken to the Cove and John police station, where it was weighed and amounted to 1,280 grams. Checks are being conducted for the suspect, who is also the subject of a threatening behavior report. Reporting for Headline News Update, Dale Jarvis.
Thanks, Dale. 28-year-old Surujidai Hussain of Fowles, East Coast Demerara, appeared at the Cove and John Magistrates Court to answer to the charge of possession of narcotics for the purpose of trafficking on Tuesday, March 29, 2022. Ranks of the Cove and John police station arrested Hussain on March 26 after she was found in possession of narcotics. She appeared before Magistrate Fabio Azor, where the charge was read to her, and she pleaded not guilty. She was placed on bail in the sum of $75,000. The matter will be brought for trial on September 21, 2022. Stick around after the break. Gold miner lost his life in a freak accident in the Cuyuni River, and works on the new Central Fire Station begins.
Maison Francois is the chocolate paradise of Guyana. From the moment you enter our store, you are welcomed by the sweet aroma of Belgian chocolate, pastries, and other artisanal treats handmade by our European-trained chef. Our convenient location at the City Mall is the perfect place to take that special someone or to take home a little sweetness. So treat yourself with a taste of Paris in the heart of Georgetown, only at Maison Francois.
Good girl forget things.
Who's
problem, Granny?
I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
In a world filled with copycats and ever-changing trends, make your property stand out with unique concrete moldings. Different, exquisite designs carefully handcrafted to suit your style, with various customizable and antique and modern designs made at our factory. Antique and modern molding establishment. We make your property outstanding. We make and install all moldings anywhere in Guyana.
The best quality, affordable prices, on-the-spot quotes, and no hidden fees.
Call us or WhatsApp us at 684-5050 or email us at modernestab@gmail.com. Antique and modern molding establishment, made to stand out.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton and Camp Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
When you need money and you gotta get it fast, Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 46 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Brickdam and White Castle Fish Shop. Be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
Sooner or later you will have another power failure. Are you prepared for the next blackout? Some essential equipment such as security cameras, lights, internet, gate motors, and water pumps may stop working. How can you prevent the next blackout? InverterTech has an affordable solution for you. A strong UPS system which uses the latest inverter and solar battery technology to prevent blackout. We smartly calculate your average power demand so you don't spend more than you need to. Call 223-2233 for more information.
Welcome back. A gold miner tragically lost his life in a freak accident when a tree branch struck him in the head at 2 Point Back Dam, Cuyuni River on Tuesday, March 29th. That is 38-year-old Damian Gibson of Caribbees Hill, Bartica Essequibo River. According to a police report, the information they received revealed that the deceased was the owner of a 4-inch land dredging operation at 2 Point Back Dam. Sometime around noon, he and a friend were standing conversing at a workground when suddenly a branch from a nearby tree fell and struck him to the head, causing him to receive injuries. His workers rushed to his assistance and took him to the Aurora Mining Company Cuyuni River, where he was pronounced dead by a doctor on duty. His body was transported to the Bartica Regional Hospital, where police observed injuries to his head and right hand. The body is presently at the Bartica Hospital mortuary awaiting a post-mortem examination. Police investigations are ongoing. Construction of the $614.5 million state-of-the-art Guyana Fire Service headquarters on Homestretch Avenue is well on the way. Following a recent site visit made to St. Junior Thomas, Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Home Affairs stated that the fire station would be completed early next year. Thomas and contractor Nazir Mohammed of Mohammed's Enterprise signed the contract for the construction of the fire station in November of 2021. Preparations for the construction began in December of 2021 and completion is expected within 14 months. The modernized facility will house 8 fire trucks and 6 ambulances from the Emergency Medical Service. It will also house the firefighters' dwelling quarters. During a previous interview, Minister of Home Affairs Robertson Ban stated that moving the fire station away from the congested Stabroek Market area will improve firefighting response time since there will be more room for fire tenders to operate. Don't go away after the break. Bukele threatens reprisals to El Salvador's gangs over a spike in violence, and Sri Lanka farmers protest against government policies as crop yields drop. But before that, here's the bridge retraction schedule.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton and Camp Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny? I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Maison Francois is the chocolate paradise of Guyana. From the moment you enter our store, you are welcomed by the sweet aroma of Belgian chocolate, pastries and other artisanal treats handmade by our European-trained chef. Our convenient location at the City Mall is the perfect place to take that special someone or to take home a little sweetness. So treat yourself with a taste of Paris in the heart of Georgetown, only at Maison Francois.
Sooner or later you will have another power failure. Are you prepared for the next blackout? Some essential equipment such as security cameras, lights, internet, gate motors, and water pumps may stop working. How can you prevent the next blackout? InverterTech has an affordable solution for you. A strong UPS system which uses the latest inverter and solar battery technology to prevent blackout. We smartly calculate your average power demand so you don't spend more than you need to. Call 223-2233 for more information.
In a world filled with copycats and ever-changing trends, make your property stand out with unique concrete moldings. Different, exquisite designs carefully handcrafted to suit your style, with various customizable and antique and modern designs made at our factory. Antique and modern molding establishment. We make your property outstanding. We make and install all moldings anywhere in Guyana.
The best quality, affordable prices, on-the-spot quotes, and no hidden fees.
Call us or WhatsApp us at 684-5050 or email us at modernestab@gmail.com. Antique and modern molding establishment, made to stand out.
When you need money and you gotta get it fast, Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 4-6 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Brick Dam and White Castle Fish Shop. Be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
Welcome back. Now we take a look at news in the region and around the world. Political instability and a climbing crime rate have drawn protesters onto the streets across Haiti They say authorities are absent and Prime Minister Ariel Henry has not cracked down on criminal organizations. Al Jazeera's Teresa Bow reports.
For the last 3 months, this type of civil unrest has become the norm as demonstrators protest ongoing kidnappings and violence, as well as mostly stagnant wages in the face of soaring inflation. Protesters in Port-au-Prince say life is becoming unattainable and they're demanding that government officials do more to address the problems facing them on a daily basis.
Traders can't take to the streets, our children can't go to school because of the kidnapping and crime. Rising costs and inflation are only making things worse for us.
Everything from food to fuel is getting more expensive. Bakeries that make the bread most Asians rely on every day could soon be forced to shut down due to supply shortages and rising costs.
The war in Ukraine has hurt us a lot because imported flour plays such an important role. It has made it difficult to get wheat into Haiti. That's why it's so expensive for us, even if we can't afford it.
Haiti imports 70% of its food, and the UN estimates that nearly half of the population is in urgent need of assistance. Many of the medical workers who went on strike earlier this month over security concerns are refusing to return to work until their wages are increased.
We're aware that we're not supposed to hold the strike for this long, but it's not our fault. We've tried talking to the government, but they tell us they're not able to increase our wages.
Haiti's most vulnerable are the ones paying the highest cost, as there are no doctors or nurses to attend to their needs.
There were 8 patients here with me. 5 already left the hospital with infections because they couldn't find a doctor. We are asking the government to solve the problems of the strikers because we cannot suffer too much anymore.
The political paralysis in Haiti has only gotten worse since the July assassination of former President Jovenel Moïse. No date has yet been set for new elections, and the acting Prime Minister says the first step is to hold a constitutional referendum. Tuesday protests marks the 35th anniversary of Haiti's current constitution, and organizers say they will continue to apply pressure until those in charge move forward with a change the country so desperately needs. Teresa Bow, Al Jazeera.
Meanwhile, El Salvador's president has threatened increased punishments for hundreds of imprisoned gang members while gang violence surge. Al Jazeera's Lucia Newman reports.
In this San Salvador prison, a humiliating spectacle forced on hundreds of gang members who are now inmates. Their heads shaven and forced to run half naked before the cameras, these men are getting a taste of what their president warns could be even worse treatment. More than 1,000 members of what are arguably the world's deadliest rival gangs were captured 24 hours after President Nayib Bukele ordered a state of emergency. It followed a wave of gang murders that left at least 60 people dead in a single day on Saturday. The measure suspends the right to assembly, privacy of communications, the need for an arrest warrant, and the right to legal counsel. But that's not all. The president has sent the country's 70,000 gang members a tweet. Stop the killings, he says, or the prisoners will pay the price. Human Rights Watch tells Al Jazeera Bukele is in fact mimicking the conduct of drug traffickers.
What he is implementing in El Salvador is typical tactics of a mafia state, where you take revenge against other members of the family. That is obviously is not the way in a country where there is rule of law.
The former director of the Inter-American Human Rights Commission, Paolo Abrao, calls the president's actions penal populism by countering barbarism with barbarism. But Bukele is unapologetic, accusing the international organizations that sponsored a truce between El Salvador's warring gangs in 2012 for allowing them to accumulate resources, money, and weaponry. Bukele says the gang members will get limited food and have had their mattresses confiscated, and that they will, quote, not see the light of day. They'll also be confined to their cells indefinitely, except, of course, for these exhibitions designed to make it clear that he means business. To Sia Newman, Al Jazeera.
And internationally, thousands of farmers in Sri Lanka are protesting against the continuing economic crisis, which has brought shortages of food, fuel, and medicine. Some farmers are blaming their poor harvest on government policy that banned fertilizers. Al Jazeera's Minelli Fernandez reports.
Kaudule Dharmatilaka is worried. The farmer from Polonnaruwa in north-central Sri Lanka says the yield from his paddy field has dropped by nearly half. With debts to pay and costs rising every day, he says farmers are struggling.
We have already pawned our tractors, our spraying machines, our wives' jewellery. Even their wedding rings have been pawned. Home rice cookers and sewing machines have all been borrowed against.
Dharmatilaka and thousands like him across the country blame President Gotabaya Rajapaksa's decision last year to ban chemical fertilizer, pesticides and weedicides for the lower yields. Officers from the Statistics Department are assessing how much of the harvest has been affected. One agriculture source told Al Jazeera yields have fallen by 40 to 50% because of the fertilizer ban. The president said the measure was aimed at making Sri Lankans healthier and switching to 100% organic agriculture. But it was removed 6 months later after widespread protests. Dharmatilaka says the idea was a good one, but the way it was quickly implemented was wrong. Farmers say they were not consulted about the move and are angry at a short-sighted experiment they say has cost them dearly.
We never thought this would happen in Polonnaruwa, which was so self-sufficient. What we want is to chase this government out.
Because of this injustice that I came here today.
The politicians who ruled from 1977 must take responsibility for this crisis. They are the ones who dragged our country into this situation.
The anger brought thousands of protesters, including Dharmatilaka, to Polonnaruwa in the north-central province.
The government, especially the president, he clearly emphasized that this plan was made in order to establish organic farming system in Sri Lanka. But that is not the reason. So the government did not have enough dollars to bring down fertilizers from overseas. So because of that, this problem was created and the farmers are battered. They are battered to the core.
Most farmers told Al Jazeera they rely on their harvest to clear debts and build a stock of rice for their own use and money to last them through till the next harvest. But let alone settling debts, they now fear not having enough food for their families. Minister of Agriculture Mahinda Ananda Alutgamage has announced the government will spend $200 million to help the farmers. But the farmers who are yet to receive the payouts say the rates do not cover their losses. Protests against the government's inability to control rising prices and address shortages of essential goods have been increasing in recent months. The farming community has been growing rice in these areas for hundreds of years and say if the government cannot address the current crisis, it must resign. Minelli Fernandez, Al Jazeera, Colombo.
And that is it for today's regional and international news. Here now is your 3D weather forecast. And that is all for this edition of Channel 2 Headline News Updates. Tune in on Thursday, 7 p.m. for another episode. Be sure to subscribe, like, and follow us on Facebook and YouTube. But until then, please take care of yourself and each other.